Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the 10 best stocks to buy for 2023. Now, if we reflect on 2022, it was a very bad year for the stock market. S&P fell 19.4% in those 12 months of 2022. Even tech-heavy stocks were down almost 33% with the NASDAQ, with the fear of recession and exactly where the economy was going. Fast forward to 2023, and we know the stock market is doing pretty well. The Feds have paused the interest rate increases, which is good news for the stock market. So let's get into these stocks, guys. Number one is Apple. Now, Apple is the absolute biggest company within the United States. It is the largest publicly traded company in the world, excluding government entities. Now, Apple, just like other tech stocks, had a very rough go in 2022. They were down 26.4% in 22. However, looking at 2023, they are up 38.3%, which again is kind of crazy, hitting all-time highs. We also know the technology giant, there is a lot of stuff that is coming with the Apple Vision Pro and all of the additions to the iPad, the iPhone, everything else that is coming. This stock sits at $2.8 trillion for the iPhone maker and trades around 30 times its earning, which really reflects the confidence that we have in this stock. Now, the second one we look at is Dutch Brothers Inc., and I will put them up on the screen, guys. Well, massively established companies like Apple offer investor stability. There are some that have an incredible room for growth, and this is one of them. Now, this is a coffee chain that for the company in comparison stake, it's about 0.2% of Apple. However, it is worth $4.6 billion. Revenues grew like a weed in 22, even with the down market. They were up 48%, which is kind of crazy. Majority of them are the West Coast, and they are West and Southwest, but are continuing to expand. 716 locations. Now, a lot of people are saying with a very small footprint, as they continue to grow, similar to that of Starbucks, they are going to have a massive growth potential. Third one we look at is Citigroup. Now, Citigroup, of course, is a multinational bank with retail and investment banking, a 4.3% dividend yield. If you know anything about dividends, guys, that is a good dividend yield for that. More importantly, the dividend has been sustained over time. Citigroup uses less than 30% of the earnings to finance all of its payouts, which means it is in a very good position. Now, Warren Buffett, of course, is one of the big investors that have started buying Citigroup with the first quarter of 2022 through Berkshire Hathaway, owning roughly $2.6 billion of this stock. Now, the next one we look at is Amazon. Amazon, of course, dominating internet retailer, was named one of the test best stocks for 2023. This continues to be exactly the Goliath that we've seen. Now, in 2022, shares lost roughly 50% of the value. With inflation, tighter labor markets, and mainly the supply chain is where we've seen a lot of the issues coming from. Market was far too eager to really write off Amazon, whose crown jewel is the Amazon Web Services, not the delivery services, and also the cloud services, making them a really big buy. Now, given the cloud services, Microsoft is really the rival, trades about 12 times sales, putting the same multiple on Amazon, pegs it at about $1.2 trillion of its $1.3 trillion valuation. Next one, of course, is Walt Disney, guys. Now, some of these, a lot of people probably already have. Personally, I do not hold individual stocks, but a lot of people love to. Now, Walt Disney is one of the most important things to consider when buying and holding is the longevity of the company and how long have they been around. Now, remember, Walt Disney also owns Pixar, Marvel Entertainment, Lucasfilms. They have a very good track record, also adding on Disney Plus. The platform for them is huge, which is the reason why Disney does fall in the top 10 stocks. Now, looking at the next one is PayPal. So the time-tested financial stock. PayPal, of course, also has, I believe, Venmo at this point, as well as eBay. A lot of different things that are kind of built around or built up with this company itself. Now, shares trade about 13 times the expected earnings of 2023, despite a 5-year average ratio of 36.5. Now, the price and earnings ratio between 2015 and 21 was 20%, guys. Now, again, this is a stock to really buy and hold. When you look at all of the services that they provide, there are some competition competition out there with Apple Pay, will accept PayPal, Venmo, they're kind of getting in a bunch of different marketplaces, which is really good to see. Next one we look at is the EOG Resources, a return pick from last year on the US news list. This is an oil gas producer coming off a very successful 2022, posted a total return of 56%. That is right, guys, 56% with the 3% dividend yield. This stock has performed incredibly well, and they are expecting, as the energy market continues, that this stock will continue to perform incredibly well. Now, the next one, I'm not even going to try to pronounce. I'm not exactly sure on this one, but again, it did make the list. They said this was another pick from last year's list. Off the beaten path, a $9 billion Latin American airport operator, only industrial on this list, guys. This is the one and only. Also offers geographic diversification, mid-cap company that is on no one's radar. Now, 2022, they had a return of 17% in a bear market. 2023, they're already up 7%, and they're expecting to go 15 to 17% return in 2023 on this stock. Next one we look at is the TAIWAN Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Now, this, of course, as you look at semiconductors, just like the chip industry, this is a $520 billion business that dominates high-level advanced chip processing, which we know with the rise of artificial intelligence, as AI gains more ground, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to have the semiconductors and the manufacturers. Now, they enjoy a massive market share because Apple has started to shift the supply chain away from them, but they are still the absolute biggest customer for this is Apple. Well, the company reported mild gains of revenue in the first quarter. Numbers were down 18% from Q4 of 2022. Still, the stock is trading for 20 times less the forward earnings, which is the reason, again, this one is a good buy. Now, the last one on this list, guys, is DIAGEO PLC. Now, this one is a $95 billion UK beverage giant. So when you think of beverage companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, the consumer defense stock should be able to restrain microenvironments, as alcohol tends to be very resistant to the recessions, which is kind of interesting. Same with tobacco. Alcohol consumers tend to have a fair degree of brand loyalty. The company's slated for elite brands. When you look at what they own, and you might not know it, they have staples such as Johnny Walker, Guinness, Tanqueray, Don Leon, Smirnoff, Bailey's, Caraco, and Bullet under its umbrella. So this, again, when you look at the beverage industry, when you look at the alcohol industry, they are really there. Now, net sales jumped to 21% in 2022. Stock fell in a broader market of 17%, but they are putting this into a heavy buy category, including, again, Berkshire Hathaway with Warren Buffett buying about $40 million of stock in the first quarter of 2023, which means a very good investment, guys, from someone like him. All right, guys, so that'll do it for our list for the 10 best stocks of 2023 to buy according to US News. Let me know in the comments what stocks we did miss, and as always, thank you guys for watching.